Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
In a few hours, the father accused in the starvation death of his 4-year-old son will go on trial. We've been telling you about little Benjamin Cervera. That was a video of him begging for food. His stepmother was convicted in his death earlier this year.
So now Brandon Cervera is facing the same charge, and that's injury to a child. And in this latest open court segment, Erica Hernandez recaps the case and also what we can expect in Cervera's upcoming trial.
On August 17, 2021, 4-year-old Benjamin Cervera was found unresponsive as his stepmother, Miranda Cáceres, tried to get him to a hospital. He didn't survive, and doctors were concerned about his weight, so police were called in to investigate. Inside the home they lived at, police found the unthinkable. All the food locked up, locks, and a gate up in the children's room, and security cameras set up. Later, an autopsy report ruled that Benjamin had died of starvation. Both Brandon Cervera and Miranda Cáceres were then arrested and charged with injury to a child. It would be years before any details in this case were revealed, but earlier this year, when Miranda Cáceres went to trial, the state showed horrific evidence, even video evidence of the abuse and neglect. This one of the key pieces of evidence the defense showed of Benjamin crying and asking for food. The defense insisted that Cáceres was not what she was made out to be, and that Brandon Cervera controlled the entire situation. In the end, the jury found her guilty and sentenced her to 25 years in prison. Now Brandon Cervera awaits his trial, with more details to be revealed on what happened to little Benjamin and what his role was in it all. Testimony gets underway on Tuesday. Cervera faces up to life in prison if found guilty. We will be live streaming this case. You can watch it live on all our digital platforms. We do want to warn you that at times details in this case will be hard to watch and hear. Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
And tonight we're learning more about 2 incidents on the same day last week that saw San Antonio police officers using their weapons. This all happened on Thursday last week. The first incident on Babcock Road about 6 p.m. San Antonio police say officers noticed a woman walking around waving a gun. When the officers tried to catch up to that woman, SAPD says she raised the gun towards the officers. That's when one of those officers fired his weapon and hit the woman. She was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Tonight, we've learned the suspect has been identified as 38-year-old Janelle Harris. She's facing charges. The officer who fired his weapon is Officer Jaron Falcone. He's been with SAPD for less than a year, is not charged with anything, and is on administrative duty.
The second incident happened later that night on Cantrell Drive just before 9 p.m. Police were following a man suspected of robbery, and as officers moved in, the man ran off. San Antonio police say that eventually he pulled out a gun and pointed it at officers, and that's when they say officers shot him. He died at the scene. SAPD has released the names of the suspect, 34-year-old Roberto Gonzalez, and also the 7 officers that were involved. You see the names there on your screen as well. All of those SAPD officers that you see listed on your screen, all of them are on administrative duty, which is protocol. And by the way, investigators say that these 2 incidents that Steve and I just told you about are not related.
A 10-year-old student in big trouble tonight for making terroristic threats in Kerrville earlier today. No one hurt. According to the Kerrville police, that student posted a hoax threat on social media with intentions to cause panic. The threat directed at Hal Peterson Middle School in the Kerrville ISD. The student charged with making the threats, which is a 3rd-degree felony. Kerrville police want to remind parents to talk with their children about the seriousness of making threats and posting threats on social media.
It's a missing persons case that may have ended with a murder. A woman's body was found this morning, and Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar says his office is investigating this as a homicide. So let's go back. The discovery was made in a wooded area along the Salado Creek Greenway near DeFoss Park, not far from DeFoss Avenue and East Commerce Streets. It's a few miles from where 63-year-old Stacy Dramiga was reported missing yesterday after she went for a walk. Sheriff Salazar says the body that was found today matches Dramiga's description, but that little detail has not been confirmed just yet.
Neighbors sounding off about repeated violence where they live, and they are focusing on one business in particular. Last night, a 14-year-old boy and a 26-year-old man killed as a result of a shooting outside the Vibe Sports Bar and Grill. It's on the city's east side. It's on Rigsby Avenue near South W.W. White Road.
Everybody just took out running. It wasn't nothing I can do.
Having to pull our children out of the bed to lay on the floor to avoid till the shooting stops.
Till the shooting stops. SAPD data shows repeated calls to that bar's address since 2022, including a dozen for other shootings and disturbances with guns. We emailed the local city councilman there, District 2 City Councilman Jalen McKee Rodriguez, the Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission, and the bar itself. We heard back from Councilman McKee Rodriguez a few hours ago. This is what he tells us. He wrote, "The shootings are tragic and disturbing," and added, quote, "We are engaged in efforts to prevent gun violence at the local level because the city cannot legislate gun use or reform. We are anxiously awaiting and advocating for our state legislators to share their plans to address gun violence for the upcoming legislative session," end quote.
San Antonio police arrested 2 men this afternoon for stealing someone's vehicle at gunpoint. It happened on the northwest side. Officers say they chased the vehicle for 5 minutes until it crashed in the block of Texas Avenue. That accident trapped one of the suspects. In the passenger side, the driver, we're told, tried to run and allegedly assaulted an officer. Both men are going to be charged for aggravated robbery with a deadly weapon, and one is going to also be charged for assaulting an officer. A push from the Democratic Party tonight to get San Antonio voters to the polls. The second gentleman, Doug Emhoff, spoke today at a rally in the Alamo City supporting his wife, Kamala Harris, and Texas Democrats up and down the ballot.
And according to San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg, Emhoff raised more than $1 million at that San Antonio fundraiser for Vice President Harris, the largest presidential fundraiser in the city's history, again, according to the mayor.
The night team's Avery Everett was the only TV news reporter there as Emhoff flew into San Antonio, and she followed him along tonight as he pushed the message to get out and vote.
People died for the right to vote in this country.
A plea to hit the polls from the second gentleman of the United States.
Make your voices heard up and down the ballots.
Doug Emhoff stopped in San Antonio on Monday to support his wife, Kamala Harris.
We needed somebody to step into the breach, somebody to take this on, and that person happened to be my wife.
And to call on voters to show up November 5th.
So right here in Texas, you have the power.
His speech at the Freedom to Vote rally drew in hundreds of people, all waving signs and cheering on the Harris Walls campaign.
He's showing up for us.
It's nice to know that they're paying attention to us.
San Antonio was the first stop in Texas for Emhoff this week. I was the only TV reporter there when he got off the plane Monday afternoon. And I rode in his motorcade to San Antonio College. It's no secret that Texas is considered a red state, but the people that showed up Monday night say that's not going to stop them from showing up at the polls.
Since Harris has gotten onto the scene, people need to know that there is support for her.
I genuinely hope that we keep this progressive motion going.
We really need to work on going into those rural areas and making sure that we can turn that blue as well.
Because with just more than 40 days before the November election, one message is clear from the Democratic Party.
Democracy is on the ballot this November.
We're ready to defend your right to vote, and we're ready to protect the win.
A push to break past political stereotypes and turn the state of Texas blue.
Let's get our country back and move forward.
Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
So staying here at home, neither candidate for president has really spent much time in Texas leading up to the November election. Instead, they've been focused on the battleground states. However, a few weeks ago, Republican VP candidate J.D. Vance was in the Alamo City for a private fundraising event, and he's also set to debate Democratic VP candidate Tim Walz on October 1st.
And if you still need to get registered to vote, you still have time. Head over to the Vote 2024 tab on KSAT.com for everything you need to know. You have until October 7th to register for the November election. The man accused in an assassination attempt against former President Donald Trump will stay behind bars. Authorities say Ryan Routh was armed with a rifle while he hid in the trees where Trump was golfing earlier this month in West Palm Beach, Florida. Prosecutors say a witness has a letter written by Routh detailing an apparently planned assassination attempt on the former president. It is footage that has not been seen publicly until now. A Medina County Sheriff's deputy shooting a handcuffed teenager in the face with a high propulsion pepper spray gun from less than 4 feet away. That incident led to the arrest and conviction of Deputy Jonathan Nunamaker for felony assault. Teenager Brandon Sanchez suffered permanent injuries to his eye. A use of force expert tells KSAT investigates the deputy acted on emotion and steered away from his training.
I can agree with a certain level of force, but that level arose way too high with that type of deployment, with that type of percussion weapon.
So what do you think? Tuesday on the Nightbeat, the long-term fallout for both men in this incident, and we will show you exactly what happened throughout that night.
Now let's go to your Nightbeat news flash. We'll start here. The new COVID variant XEC is on the rise, and that's why the U.S. government is making more at-home COVID-19 tests available for free. Each household is going to be able to order a round of 4 free at-home test kits. We checked the website tonight, and it's covidtest.gov. You can't order them yet, but the site says that you should be able to later this month. Boeing has now issued a new offer to thousands of machinist union members who have been on strike for 11 days. It includes a 12% raise and a 30% raise over the 4-year life of the contract. Boeing is also offering to increase 401k contribution rates, but union members want the company to bring back its pension. Workers gave that up after the last strike in 2008, when Boeing threatened to move production to non-union plants. So far, the union has not commented on this new offer. And that's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash.
San Antonio loves its Spurs and missions, but doesn't love the idea of the teams moving into new stadiums downtown. A new poll giving us a better look. That's next on the Nightbeat. Hundreds of you have been saying how you really feel about the Spurs and missions possibly moving into downtown San Antonio.
UTSA's Center for Public Opinion Research polled nearly 700 voters earlier this month about whether they support both of those projects. So let's talk about those results, because it turns out less than 40% of people were okay with both of those stadium proposals. When it comes to the Spurs Arena in particular, less than 36% of you are in favor of it. More of you, 41%, say you're not. And pollsters say that could be because people don't want taxpayer money to pay for it.
Certainly not overwhelming, or certainly not clear, at least to me, looking at those numbers, that we see lots of people that are very supportive of building a new downtown arena for the Spurs at this point in time.
Now, to be clear, there's currently no public proposal for a new Spurs arena. Now, when it comes to the missions downtown move, just under 40% of people are in favor of it, but nearly 35% aren't. Very close, just like the Spurs idea. City leaders say the stadium would cost $160 million, but that money would come from 3 places: the missions equity contribution, bonds from the from the San Pedro Creek Development Authority, and the Houston Street Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone project.
All right, now let's talk about what's happening outside. 85 degrees right now, but I am just happy for the joggers out there. They're going to have some nicer mornings to get out there and run.
Yeah, they will. The mornings are going to be a little more fall-like, a little subtle taste of fall by especially Friday morning is when we'll mostly notice that. Let's get right to our weather headlines. We do have a little bit of rain to talk about, some isolated rain chances next couple of days, and I think the best shot tomorrow, but not everybody's going to get it, that's for sure. And then the cooler mornings, 63 degrees by Friday morning, and I do have to point out we've got a system in the Caribbean headed to the eastern Gulf of Mexico, soon to be tropical storm and then Hurricane Helene. Rain chances tomorrow at 30% for especially the afternoon, then Wednesday down to 20%. So nothing significant, but there's a little bit of hope for some quick downpours in your neighborhood tomorrow. And here's a quick look at our futurecast, recently updated. And notice by 4 o'clock, a few showers, isolated thunderstorms could bubble up, and then we'll see them very widely separated or isolated in nature into the evening hours. And those of you that get hit, you could get maybe a quick quarter to half an inch if you're extremely lucky. But by and large, most of us aren't going to get much out of these. And I do think slightly better chances, better than 30%, are east of town along parts of the coastal plain between I-10 and I-37. So let's talk about what's going to soon become Tropical Storm Helene, right here, just west of Jamaica in the Caribbean. This is headed to the northwest. And notice the computer models in pretty good agreement here on that Big Bend of Florida landfall Thursday afternoon into Thursday evening. And it's likely to be a Cat 2, maybe even Cat 3 hurricane upon landfall later this week. Here's the official track from the Hurricane Center. And just keep in mind, it can fall anywhere within this forecast cone. So roughly anywhere from Pensacola all the way around, or Panama City, I should say, really, all the way around down toward Tampa Bay. And it could have winds up to about 115 miles per hour when it makes landfall, then pushes northward and quickly dissipates. I want to talk about the steering flow, why it's moving there. The Big Blue H has moved east of us, and it's going to move over the western Atlantic. And keep in mind, we have that clockwise flow around the upper level high. Meanwhile, we have a nice trough digging into the central U.S. and that counterclockwise circulation there that's going to combine to just funnel this system right into western Florida, potentially even clipping parts of central Florida again later this week, Thursday afternoon into Thursday evening. Now, of course, the real tropical air and the heavy rainfall with this is going to be right around that system. But due to the situation that we have set up, we are going to be on a very dry side of this system. We will have a north wind pushing in drier, less humid air by the middle part of this week. I mean, even by late Wednesday, you're going to notice the difference. And then for several days thereafter, you'll notice the difference as well. I mean, dew points are going to drop off. We've really been feeling the humidity combined with, unseasonably warm temperatures, but dew points are going to drop off, feeling pleasant late Wednesday, especially Thursday and Friday. And this weekend, I still think that's going to hold true. Yet technically, the dew point temperature will rise a bit, but it's still going to feel nice outside in terms of the humidity. I mean, look at the dew points now, 60s to right near 70, and these numbers are going to rise through the night. It's going to get stickier as we go through the night. So tomorrow morning at 74 and humid, 86 at noon, 93 the high temperature, 20% chance at noon, then into the afternoon, early evening, we're talking that 30% chance of a few showers. 95 in Pleasanton tomorrow, Kerrville, 89, Fredericksburg, 87. Carrizo Springs topping out at 95 tomorrow. And looking ahead, with that lower humidity, we will have the cooler mornings. Again, 63 by Friday morning. And overall, that low humidity is going to feel good, but high temperatures will be a little above average for this time of year, still topping out at 90 degrees. So sure, a subtle, small taste of fall, but just for a few hours in the morning, and then a lack of humidity the rest of the day. Quiet out there tonight, just a few lonely clouds streaming overhead.
Okay, thank you.
I want to be very clear. There's not a quarterback controversy in Austin.
Nope.
There's not. If you listen to Sark, there's not going to be.
No. When Quinn Ewers is healthy and ready to play, Sark has said Quinn's going to come back and play. But for the meantime, we don't know if he's going to be ready for their SEC opener this Saturday. He is back to practice, though, so that's a good thing. And it's a key week for UTSA football coming up.
Whenever you go on the road, your first conference ball game, it's tough to get it.
And that's what Coach Traylor and his Roadrunners will try to do this weekend at East Carolina in Big Board Sports. All right, as for the Texas Longhorns, they will start conference play at home this Saturday against Mississippi State, and it's not known if QB1 Quinn Ewers will play as he comes back from an oblique strain that he suffered September 14th in the Horns' home win versus UTSA. Quinn went 14 for 16 with 2 touchdowns and a pick before he was hurt. Today, Horns head coach Steve Sarkisian provided this update.
Quinn practiced today. I would say if I had to put a report out, he'd be questionable for Saturday, but we'll see how he goes throughout the week and monitor how he responds to tomorrow coming off of today's practice. Can he go operate the game plan that we have in place for him? So that's why I kind of need to see how he responds from today's work, and then what it looks like on a Tuesday, then a Wednesday, which are pretty heavy days for him, and then how he rebounds on Thursday, so on and so forth. So it's going to be kind of a work in progress. But today was a good start. I was actually impressed of where he was today.
So Arch Manning will prepare as if he will start in the Horns SEC opener Saturday 3:15 p.m. at DKR against Mississippi State. Coach Traylor hopes to be clapping a lot Saturday afternoon at East Carolina when the Roadrunners open American Athletic Conference play at the Pirates. This game is the one before their bye week, so getting a dub is important.
Whether it's 11-9 or 6-4, whatever the score is, we just got to have more points than East Carolina and get back on that plane and come home. There's nothing better than celebrating a road victory, and there's nothing worse than going into a bye week after a loss on a long flight home. Those are tough weeks.
East Carolina will host UTSA Saturday, 3 p.m. on ESPN+. It was go time for the Piper Warriors before the sun came up this morning as they prep for the Smithson Valley Rangers and our game of the week. Compared to the Rangers, the Warriors are the new kids on the block, and Piper is playing some good football going into this District 13 5A D1 matchup. The Warriors are 4-0 on the season, 1-0 in district, and ranked number 2 in 12's top 12. The two schools are right down the road from one another, and a lot of them have been friends since they were little.
We've been kind of preparing for this one, and I mean, it's an exciting game because we've known these kids ever since we've been like super little, and it's right across the street, so I'm excited for this one.
You know, we're friends with them. We've grown up with them. I played like Little League with them, all that, so we're friends with them. It'll be fun. I'm excited.
It's pretty cool for me to do that, especially knowing them, so I'm looking forward to go beat up on some of my fellows.
We've started playing them in other sports, but this is the first time obviously we'll play in school history and football, so our community is excited about it, and I think there's our too.
And after hitting up Piper, we stopped by Smithson Valley High School to check in with the Rangers today. And it's probably fair to say the Rangers are like the big brother in this matchup since they've been around much longer. The Rangers are 3-1 on the season, 1-0 in district, and they're ranked number 4 in 12's top 12. The Rangers are very focused, just like the Warriors, and keeping the outside noise quiet as they prep for a very good football team.
I think it'll be definitely a widely covered game by the media and all that, but I think it'll be we're just going to treat Monday like Monday and so forth for the rest of the week and hopefully go out there and take care of business.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of noise around it, and we know they're a good ball team, but we just got to focus on what we need to do and take care of business.
I mean, there's, you know, like both communities are, you know, close together, and so they're, you know, that generates chatter or talk or whatever, but I imagine for both teams, certainly speaking for us, it's another game, you know, another big game, and, you know, so they've certainly got our full attention as every team does.
Smithson Valley at Piper is our game of the week. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. at Warrior Coliseum on Friday night. Steel Knight's great Jalen Jones with a career day after the break.
Everybody hyping up Jalen Jones.
Colts cornerback Jalen Jones getting a mini Gatorade shower after he came up with his first 2 NFL interceptions yesterday in the Colts' 21-16 home win against the Bears. The Still High School alum and second-year NFL DB is happy to come through for his teammates.
Most definitely, biggest thing just being there for my guys. I feel like when you're on a team and you know, just everybody's together, man. Like, it's a real brotherhood. When you make a play for your guys, man, it's the best feeling in the world. You know, people could depend on you. So definitely, like I said, just did it for them.
Jay is 4th on the Colts this season with 20 total tackles, and he's the top horse with 2 picks. In fact, he's the only guy with an interception on the roster.
And one of those picks, he had to lean back and grab the ball. It was like deflected.
Yeah, showed his athletic ability right there.
Yeah, it wasn't an easy interception.
Sure wasn't.
Thanks, Larry.
Thank you. And we'll be right back after the break.